Good day, class. This is Miss Ariola, your teacher in Introduction to Philosophy of the Human Person. Our third lesson for quarter three will be about the human person in the society. So before that, let's define first what is society. No? When we say society, this refers to an organized group of people who interact frequently, share a common territory, and culture. Also, when we say society, these are actually subject to the same political authority. Ibig sabihin, iisa ang government na nag-rule on that certain group of or on that certain organized group of people. No? It can also mean companionship, friendly association, no? Alliance, community, or union of people. Now, the question is, what drives human to establish society? Sabi dito, society arises from the human desire to connect. As I have been saying all the time, no, humans are inherently social beings. We have a natural tendency to form bonds. It is natural for us to be connected or build relationship to other people. And this drive us to relate and interact, which is ito yung fundamental part ng pagiging tao natin. The ability to be connected, the ability to have connections and to build relationship with the people around us. Now, when we build relationship, we this drive us to relate and interact, and this also help us grow and expand our horizons. Ibig sabihin, we establish various relationship hindi lang sa pamilya natin, no? Hindi lang sa pamilya, kundi sa kaibigan, or after kaibigan, pwede natin sabihin, we build relationship with authority figures, like example, schools, no? Our barangays, and broader communities. And our freedom and pursuit, it actually, our freedom and pursuit of goals, and well-being also motivates us to more easily achieve our aims by pooling resources that enables and supports us with each other. Ibig sabihin, when we form society, nagkakaroon or nakakatulong siya sa atin, no? Sa ating mga goals. Why? Because working together allows us to more easily achieve our aims. Societies enables us to what? Enables us and to specialize our roles and cooperate in the shared pursuit of happiness. Yun naman kasi talaga, when we build society, no, or we build tayo ng community, tendency is that we will be able to put, like example, schools, organizations that will support us and provide us the things that we need to learn, or the resources for us to be able to pursue our happiness and our fulfillment. Because the very reason kung bakit natin daw ginagawa lahat ng bagay dito sa mundo is in our pursuit of our happiness. Kaya nga lang, iba-iba yung definition natin ng happiness. But everything that we do is being driven by our personal interest. No? Yung mga bagay na nagpapasaya natin, pwede man siya hindi directly about us or pwede siya about sa family natin, is still our personal happiness. While other animals, yung pinagkaiba natin sa kanila, the very reason why they create group or they create pact is because of mutual protection. Gusto nilang maging mas malakas, no? Mas maging malakas para kung may mag-aatake sa kanila, they will be able to protect each other and survive basically. Pero sa humans, tayo, nag-create tayo ng society because we want to establish complex, organized societies with shared cultures, territories, political structures. Yan. And the social nature is the key part of what defines the human experience. Kaya nagkakaroon ng kabuluhan lahat ng yung life natin because of the people or the things that surrounds us, right? And let's go to the influence of society on our identity. Sabi dito sa slide, society shapes individuals' identity. And I will agree to this because society is the product of individuals, no? Coming together to pursue common goals. It is unique dahil the nature of the humans, no, tayong mga tao, we compose it and as well as the relationship that develop among the members, no? Iba yung klaseng relationship na meron tayo sa bawat isa kesa yung mga kesa the kind of relationship you're going to compare it to the different type of community or group that is being formed. Like example, that of the animal, no? Iba yung tawag dito, the nature of the relationship. So both human and society, no? Tayo daw ay nakaka-influence sa isa't isa. How? Because society enables the development of individual identities and ensures human survival and growth. Now, it also provides, no? It also provides structures like family. Dahil sa society, nagkakaroon tayo ng education. Dahil sa society, nagkakaroon tayo ng social institutions that shapes a person traits and characteristics. Kaso, these cultural differences, no, nagiging nagiging halata siya. Actually, it is very evident in how societies influence individuals' behavior. Like example, no, tayo mga Pilipino, we have actually contrasting values on family ties compared to Western cultures. Sa Western cultures, like sa America, no, if you reach the age of 18, you will automatically leave the house already. But dito sa Pilipinas, no, kahit naging 21 years old ka na, kahit nagkaroon ka na ng pamilya, nagkaroon ka na ng sariling anak, you are still, most of us, no? I mean, in our culture, we are still living with our family. Overall, the human person, no, we are inherently social, and also our society plays a crucial role in shaping our individual identity, our growth individual, and the shared pursuit of our aims. Now let's go to the social contract. When we talk about society, the origins of society, we will always encounter the social contract theory. Social contract theory will actually this emerged during the Enlightenment time, no? Yung kung kailan nagsimula ng magtanong ang mga tao. When humans started to wonder, no? That's that that's the period of enlightenment. Now, when we talk about social contract theory, ang pinaka-famous dito ay are these three philosophers. We have Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. These three philosophers actually explore the origins of society by the idea, no, naniniwala sila that humans are in natural state before civilization. Tayo ng mga tao, nasa natural state tayo bago sumibol ang sibilisasyon, bago nagkaroon ng community, bago nagkaroon ng society. Now, let's talk specifically kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan nitong tatlong philosopher. Let's start with Hobbes. Si Thomas Hobbes, naniniwala siya that humans in their natural state were driven by desires that led to conflict. Yung mga desires ng mga tao ang naging dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon ng kaguluhan dito sa mundo. Sabi niya, as far as society is concerned, para sa kanya, society forms through a social contract. Imposes that order by requiring individuals to sacrifice some freedom for collective survival. So, sa paniniwala ni Hobbes, para maka-establish ng society, para magkaroon ng society, no? Yung mga tao daw, it requires the people to sacrifice a portion of their freedom for collective survival para maging ma-establish yung society at para magkaroon ng, organization or para magkaroon ng pakikiisa yung isang society. Now, sa paniniwala ni John Locke, it's a little bit opposite to Thomas Hobbes. Si John Locke, he viewed humans as cooperative and reasonable, no? Forming societies through mutual consent to uphold shared welfare. Sabi niya, para magkaroon ng society, ang kailangan no mutual consent. Hindi porket para for you to be able to form a society, you have to sacrifice a portion of your responsibility. For John Locke, forming a society should be a mutual consent to uphold the shared welfare. Para sa kanya, pag yung leader or the government authority fails to reflect the people's ideas, it can be replaced. No? Now, let's go to Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Si Jean-Jacques Rousseau, he introduced the concept of general will. General will where, no? Ibig sabihin nito, yung government acts on behalf of the people and assuming what is best for society. Yun. Basta always remember, for Jean-Jacques Rousseau, general will. For John Locke, ang pinaniniwala niya is mutual consent. Si Thomas Hobbes, naniniwala siya that sacrifice some part of the freedom. Actually, there are also modern theories. Ito, tinatawag sa kanila, hindi sila philosopher, but modern theories like John Rawls and David Gautier, they emphasizes the rational self-interest and fairness of forming society. Naniniwala sila that despite of the variations or the differences, all versions of this theory, no, they all agree that individuals enter agreements to create societies that balance personal and communal interests, ensuring harmony and development. Yun talaga ang pinaka-importante, ang magkaroon ng harmony at progress sa isang society. Yan daw yung reason kung bakit nag-recreate tayo ng mga society. Now, when we talk about common good and general welfare. So sabi, no, societies have evolved over time in response to changing environments and historical developments resulting in various forms. Kaya nagkaroon ng iba't ibang types of society. So, but before that, let's always remember that society is rooted in common good concepts. It creates conditions for individuals and groups to fulfill goals and achieve well-being. Now, there were actually there are various forms of society that was created from the earliest time up until now. That we can say that the earliest one will be the hunting and gathering societies. These are actually a society which is best described the simplest form. No, si hunting and gathering society is the simplest form, small and nomadic, focus on survival with minimal hierarchy and equal roles. Sa pastoral societies, domesticated animals for food. Yun talaga ang ginagawa nila that time, leading to surplus resources, trade, and specialized tasks. Nagkaroon na ng mga, not unlike sa hunting and gathering society, time nila, pare-pareho lang yung role ng lahat ng tao. Sa pastoral society, nagkaroon na sila ng specialized task. Meron ng taga-alaga ng hayop, meron ng taga, taga-explore ng places, things like that. Now, the third society will be horticultural society. It is a small-scale farming and domestication. It is also semi-nomadic with clearer roles but some inequalities. Nagkaroon na dito ng inequalities, meaning hindi na sila pantay-pantay. Maybe this time, nagkaroon na sila ng leader, nagkaroon na ng members, something like that. And they have different roles already. No? So, syempre, iba yung role ni leader, iba din yung role ni member sa society nila. Now, let's go to feudal society. Ito yung next to agrarian society. I mean, after horticultural societies, the agrarian society was created. When we talk about agrarian society, it is a large scale agricultural with advanced tools. No, this time, I mean, this on this type of society, nakagawa na sila ng iba't ibang klase ng mga tools na ginagamit nila sa pagtatanim, sa paghahunt, and they were already in a large population. Nagiging mas marami na yung grupo ng tao dito. And they also have a structured hierarchies already. So meron na talagang malinaw na leader, meron na ng right hand, meron ng members, meron na yung parang sinasabi ng mga um, um, yung pinaka ay yung members lang, no? Walang specific there is already inequalities, no? Meron ng territorial conflict, pumasok na din si territorial conflict kung saan nagkakaroon na sila ng territorial war. Ibig sabihin, hindi na sila free pumunta sa iba't ibang lugar. They already acknowledge that a certain place is owned by a certain group of people. Now let's go to feudal societies. As a feudal society, these are land-based systems with hierarchical dependence, where lords, vassals, and peasants had defined roles. So meron na dito talagang may mga lords, no? Meron ng mga vassals, at meron ng peasants. Itong mga peasants, kumbaga, sila yung mga katulong, no? So meron na talagang level or hierarchy of dependence. So sa industrial societies, actually, these are society driven by machinery, no? Nagkaroon na ng introduction ng machines, technologies, marked by economic growth. So kung kailan sumibol, na-create yung iba't ibang machines, this is that time the society that they have that time is considered the industrial societies. Now, during this economic growth, nagkaroon na din sila ng cultural diversity and inequalities in wealth and power. Siyempre, yung mga countries na medyo advanced sa technology, medyo advanced sa machinery, siyempre sila yung mas naging powerful, mas naging wealthy. And lastly, we have the post-industrial societies. Si post-industrial societies, ito na yung society natin ngayon. We focus on knowledge, we focus on information, we focus on services, wherein we are equipped with advanced technology and virtual communities, no? When we talk about virtual communities, ibig sabihin nagkakaroon na tayo ng group or ng society with with members na kahit hindi natin nakikita face to face, we are already creating relationship and bonds, no? So ang tawag dyan ay virtual community. The classical example to that is the social media. All right. So again, these developments, this highlights the increasing complexity and the increasing complexity ng human interactions, no? The creation of technology, the creation of virtual communities, the technological advancements, and the cultural changes. These are still, no? Always remember that ang focus nito or the center of it, the heart of everything, the heart of all these changes is still the human person. And we are the primary driver. Tayong mga tao are the primary driver of the societal change. Pagbabago ang society dahil sa atin. Dahil sa atin, kaya nagkakaroon ng pagbabago sa ating kapaligiran. Now let's go to the evolution of societies. So, sabi dito, diverse societies have emerged throughout history. Each society develops unique individualities defined by prevalent human relations. This is how society transforms human relationships and influences personal growth through historical, social, and cultural changes. Now, society has evolved because from family-centered, nagkaroon na on the early years kasi ang mga setup ng society nila is more of family. Then we already have the industrial setup, no? Industrial society, and then the virtual societies. So if you notice, ang nangyayari, we keep on expanding our interactions beyond our family, beyond our community, beyond our workplace, but also to global connections because of this is possible because of the social media, right? No? Because of the virtual community. You don't have to go to America to be able to build a relationship or to create a bond with the people that lives in America. And this is made possible because of the technology that is available right now. So our modern society enables diverse people to interact and form close ties. Ito din ang another advantage of, of changing of the changing in society. Dati, kung ano yung grupo ng tao, kung saan ka nakatira, yun lang yung tipo ng tao or type of or group of people that you're going to interact with. The same culture, the same ideologies, the same features, di ba? But because of the availability of virtual community, no, we are able to create bond. We are able to create to interact, to form close ties, even with the people that is diverse to our society or diverse to our trade or to our features. Now, when we talk about evolution of societies, we will also talk about um, the changing of our social roles. No? This is also important point to discuss because tayong mga tao, individually, we take different roles, di ba? Iba yung role natin sa family, iba yung role natin sa work, iba yung role natin sa country, no? As a citizen. So, throughout our life with responsibilities and relationships evolving over time. Kaya I always cite an example to this, no? Parati kong sinasabi like example, even if yung isang bata ipinanganak na mahirap with a very let's say very poor background, if he really works hard, he will still he will rise above the situation kung saan siya ipinanganak. Childhood bonds often shift as a social circle expands and adult roles bring new responsibilities and changes in relationships. So society shapes our as no our the society shapes our values like cooperation. Yan yung mga values na natututunan natin sa society natin, the values of cooperation, the values of respect, the values of obedience, no? Obedience to law, obedience to policies. This maintains order. So it is good that we were able to create society because society provides us a clear laws, a clear policies. And the existence of these laws and policies help us to maintain order. Imagine a community, wala tayong batas, wala tayong bawal, lahat pwede, no? Magiging magulo, right? And it will not be the very purpose bakit tayo mayroon mga batas, it is for us to be for the law to clearly define our limitation. Kasi while we are encouraged to enjoy our freedom, no, dapat malinaw din sa atin kung ano yung magiging limitations natin. Because if we exercise our freedom without limitation, it will, of course, cause chaos and conflict. So positive values foster harmony, while negative values can lead to societal issues. Also, no, another issue that we talk about in the evolution of societies is the difference in generation or the generation gap. Ito yung tawag natin, no? This generation gap actually leads to conflicts in beliefs and ideas. However, society ensures that meaningful interactions and mutual benefits from relationships. So also we could say that our society influences, no, like our language, our religion, our history. It also shapes us, shapes our beliefs, shapes our identity, our and the contributing to differences in perspective. Ito yung mga nagpapaiba-iba sa atin. Our perspective, our beliefs, our identity also is derived from our society. Let's go to the next one. Defining relationship and norms. No? Society shapes relationship through norms and systems. Social values and systems defines interactions among members. So this is basically how society enables personal growth. Although society greatly influences the development of the self, individuals still have the freedom to choose not to be fully defined by their background or society. No? Inibig sabihin yung background mo is poor, then you have to live poor forever. Ay, mahirap man kami, so okay lang, I will be forever poor. Or hindi ibig sabihin that I am a Filipino, kailangan magstay ako sa family ko even if I think that I need to be independent already when I'm already capable of doing so just because of Filipino trait and you will stay. But I'm not what I'm just trying to point here is it's also possible that we go beyond what is the norm or what is the system already in our environment because as individuals, no, we have the ability to rise above our circumstances and make ourselves into something different or better. For example, pag isang bata, no, as I was saying, pag ang isang bata ipinanganak siyang mahirap, no, yung background niya is talagang poor, yung batang yan, no, he can still choose to pursue education and hard work to achieve success. And also, people may also choose to diverge from paths expected of their family or society. Like example, yung sa lugar nyo, no? Let's say, ano ba pwedeng example? It's dahil sa family nyo, lahat doktor. Eh, ikaw gusto mo maging teacher. No? So, um, what the lesson is reminding us that even kung ano yung nakapaligid sa'yo, ano yung naka-norm sa paligid mo, you can still go beyond that, no? And we as human beings, we have the capacity to rise above what is our current situation. So whether it be career, whether it be socioeconomic situation, no? Meron tayong capability para magbago. And society recognizes that, no? It recognizes our capability or the capability of individuals to develop and provide opportunity for its members to better themselves. Kaya tayo mayroon mga schools, kaya tayo mayroon mga organizations. And this includes effective public services, education, and the maintenance of peace and order. Si society, ito yung role niya, to provide peace and order. Para tayong mga citizen, tayong mga members ng society na yan, we will be able to reach our goal, to pursue our happiness. Through its institutions, through its systems, through our society, no, the society strive to recognize and promote the individual dignity of persons and ensure that we will live harmoniously with others. So while society has a significant role in shaping individuals, tayong mga tao, we still have the freedom to transcend their circumstances, our circumstances, and define ourselves on our own terms. Pwede tayong mag-decide para sa sarili natin. No? It is okay if you are different. It is okay that you are not like what the people around you. Again, society enables personal growth by providing us the necessary support and opportunity to realize our potential. All right, opportunities to growth. So opportunities to growth. This is the last one. No? Society offers growth opportunities for members. Institutions cultivate productive members who contribute positively to society. So apart from choosing not to be fully defined by society, individuals can also contribute to social change through decisions and actions. So one important way a person can contribute is how? It is by fulfilling our social responsibilities well. Like example, our role to be a good son, our role to be a good daughter, our role to be a good parent, our role to be a good student, no? Or citizen, and also individuals' actions, even as ordinary citizens. This can always remember that our actions can significantly, no, s- can significantly do social change. Sharing stories that call attention to issues can prompt action from authorities. Kaya always speak yourselves. Huwag tayo parating um, nonchalant. Huwag tayo parating huwag tayo parating okay lang, no? Huwag tayo parating, hindi ibig sabihin binigyan tayo ng 500, okay na. Kahit nakikita na natin mali na yung ginagawa, okay pa rin tayo ng okay. Nakikita nating kino-corrupt na tayo, niloloko na tayo face to face ng government or ng mga taong nakapaligid sa atin, nonchalant ka pa rin. Always remember, individuals' actions, even no, as ordinary citizen, can drive significant social change. Hindi ibig sabihin, hindi ka presidente, hindi ka mayor, hindi ka kapitan, hindi ka kagawad, hindi ka na nakakaapekto sa ating lipunan. And also, organizing into groups and advocacy movements is another effective way for individuals to bring about societal changes. Collective action is often the best means to achieve large-scale change. Kaya tayo nagpo-form ng society, nagpo-form ng union, nagpo-form ng community para magkaroon tayo ng large-scale change. Kasi kung mag-isa ka lang, no, it will be a little bit hard. And if ever, it will not be a very significant change. Iba yung impact pag meron talagang organization or meron ka talagang groups with a common advocacy. Mas marami kayong magagawa. Now, lastly, no, taking initiative to address problems in one's community and working towards the greater community, no, or the greater good are ways individuals can fulfill their purpose as productive members of society. No, para ma-fulfill natin ang ating mga roles, no, ang ating mga responsibility. Ang una natin kailangan gawin is to take initiative to address problems, and after that, no, we can work towards the greater good as a productive members of society. All right, so while individuals are shaped by society, no, tayong mga tao, we also shape the society. Hindi lang si society ang nakaka-influence sa atin, but tayo din nakaka-influence din tayo sa societal change. This is through our responsible actions, our advocacies, our collective efforts. So the interconnectedness between individuals and society enables positive transformations. All right, so I think that's pretty much it about uh, 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 humans and the society. So I'm going to also upload the copy of the quiz for this lesson, and stay tuned for the next lesson or the last lesson, the fourth lesson in this topic. See you soon, guys, and take care.